Next part of the video is more about the mathematical expression that's kind of centered and not embedded into part of the text. And if you want to show a longer calculation, probably you want to put that expressions or an equation in the center of the document. So we're back in this example 3 tag, and then I'm gonna continue typing in here. So for example, this is a usual sentence, and this, if there's a $1 symbol, that is a mathematical part is embedded in a part of this line. But if there's a $2 symbol, and it changed the line, it centered this mathematical expression that ends with a double dollar symbol. So again, the usual sentence will show up, and if there's a double dollar symbol, it's going to change the line, and everything, the mathematical expression in between this double dollar symbol, will be centered in the document. And after that ends, and if you start just normal sentence, it's going to start from the left of the next line and continue typing this. So this, the \int, is the integral symbol, and this underscore here is a subscript. So integral symbol, and a will appear as a lower limit of this integral, and upper is going to be the superscript for integral part. So that's going to show up at the top of the integral symbol. And we're integrating this backslash and the blank space is little space. So in between fx and this dx, we're going to have a little space in between. It looks better. Is equal to fb minus fa. This is called fundamental theorem of calculus, and stated as an important part, so it's centered. The rest of the part is just a sentence, rest of the sentence with the mathematicals embedded into the part of the sentence. So it had single dollar symbols. So here's another way of centering the mathematical expression. This double dollar symbol will only allow the one line in here. So if you want to put multiple lines and to center the mathematical expression, you have to use the following method. It's called gather. So here the backslash begin and gather star and end gather star. Okay. Unfortunately, this begin gather and end gather does not allow empty line to be inserted like this. It doesn't like this kind of thing. So you have to really type in one line after another. Star means the following. If you don't have a star, the LaTeX will number each of this line. So next time when you want to refer back to this particular line, then so that you can use that numbering. But if you don't want that numbering, you will put the star, and then it's going to generate all this mathematical expression with no tags. That's called the tags. So it's going to show whatever is in between begin gather and end gather. Everything has to be in mathematics. So here's the first line, and this double backslashes means it's changing the line and changing the line again, changing the line again and again. So you can see the multiple lines are showing up. So let me explain the first line. This frag means the fraction. So this is going to be the numerator, and in between the parentheses, and this x minus 1 is going to be the denominator. So it's going to show real good looking numerator and denominator fraction format. It's equal to another fraction in the same. So all these spaces here in between is kind of ignored. The LaTeX will do the automatic adjustment and make it look better. So if you want to create some sort of space, you have to use additional command to create those spaces. So that's the one line. Change the line. It's a right arrow. It's a symbol that used a lot in mathematics. It's the part of the procedures or implications or next step and kind of thing. So we use this symbol a lot. So when you actually explain your solution, that's what you usually do. If you set these two things equal to each other, we're going to multiply this and that, and the next step, and it implies and what the next step is, and that's what we do here. And in this all mathematical thing, if you want to put some text to explain, you have to use this text command. So let Mathematica know that this part is just a plain text, no mathematics in it. So \text, and that's going to give you the text part. And here I've showed you that was an integral, and everything is just kind of explained it here. Only additional thing I need to explain is this line in here. So this is going to be the fraction, d is going to be the numerator, and dx is the denominator. This left parentheses means whatever the left parentheses, let me color this. There's a left parenthesis, and there is this right parenthesis there. So in between this left parenthesis and right parenthesis, there is the stuff, and which is this fractions. So this fraction, you can imagine that it's on top of each other. So the height of this entire display is kind of larger than the usual. So they're going to adjust this parenthesis and that parenthesis so that kind of covers the entire height of the middle part. So that's what this left and right is doing. So any other delimiter, bracket parentheses or curly parentheses, all those things, and you can use this left and right command so that it adjusts its size correctly so that it looks better. So that's that part, and equals. Again, it doesn't change the line, it just continues in that line, although in this display it changed the line. So we do another giant fractions, and this is probably the quotient rule that I stated there, and change the line. And E is this transcendental number, and let me show you a couple other things. So this is a summation command, and this is what's written underneath it, underscore on top of it, and this infinity is abbreviated this way, and this is all explained. This quad is a standard symbol of a little space in between, so if you put there, it's going to create a little bit of space. So after comma, I thought having a little bit of space is better. So let me change the line so that it shows you what's in the cutout, what's cut out over there. Alright, it's showing again, although I changed the line at here, and when you compile it, it actually doesn't change the line, it continues with a little space. This is quad, and fraction, and pi divided by 4. So here, let me explain. Pi is a one symbol, so if there's no parenthesis that tells the LaTeX which one is a numerator and which one is a denominator, it will just take the first symbol as a numerator and the second symbol as a denominator if there's no parenthesis around it. So when you write 4/3, it'll be just frac 4/3. You don't need a parenthesis around it. But pi is considered one symbol, so you can just type it like this. It's going to show up as pi divided by 4. It's equal to 1 minus, it's already there, frac 1/3, and 1 and 3 is considered as numerator and denominator if there's no parenthesis. And it seems like that. C dots is 3 dots in the centered dots. And if you do just the dots here, it's going to be the dots at the bottom, and C dots and dots at the center, and end together. And it's going to show multiple lines of mathematical expressions. So it's kind of useful. And if you have to type up your solutions and stuff, and this is you do this part a lot. So let me show you one more. This is called environment. One more environment where you can type multiple mathematical expressions, and you have a little bit of control on how these are aligned. If you type these things and you notice that they're all just centered, so that command is called align. So you're going to type begin a line and end a line. Again, the start is going to suppress the numbering of each line. So if you type things in between, you have a little bit more control than the other and how things are aligned vertically. So this is an example I typed in. So again, this is going to be the multiple lines. The first line was separated, and first line and second line is separated by this double backslashes. So the first line will show up. And second line, there's nothing special. All this command was introduced before. Only thing is different is this, let me color this symbol and that symbol. That's the symbol and the symbol that's in the keypad with the number 7. If you put that in there, and it's going to display this line and the second line such that whatever that symbol is, they try to line up this part exactly the same. So this equal symbol and that equal symbol will show up in exactly vertically aligned way. So this is sometimes useful if you want to want to control on that part when you write down the procedures or next step, and if you want to align it like this, and sometimes it look a lot better. So that concludes this part of the video. Thanks.